Welcome to Intersections. Today I want to introduce you to Vicki Greeley. Vicki is a lady who has her own unique perspective and experience, lived experience on this faith walk. And she's going to share with us how she has come to mature this faith walk in her life as we chat this morning. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the early part of your life? Where were you born? What community did you live in? What was your family like? That kind of thing.
Well, my family was living on a little place called Exploits Highlands.
Exploits Island.
And my older sister and I were both born at 20 Hospital. When we were kind of on the move a bit when we were younger. When I was 5, we moved to Lewisport so my older sister could go to school. And 10 months later, we moved to Springdale, and that's where I grew up.
Okay. And you went to school there?
Went to school in Springdale.
And
I never went to public school until I was grade 3.
Okay. And after school, meaning after grade 11 or whatever, what was life like for you then, and what did you do?
After I graduated high school, I came here to university.
Yes.
And graduated in 1974 with my Bachelor of Arts Education.
Ah, another teacher. Another teacher. And what was your major?
My academic major was geography.
Okay, excellent. And then did you go into teaching for it?
I did.
And where did you go? And
I taught in Glovertown for 9
did you
years.
now? Wow.
And I always say Glovertown is my second home.
Yes.
It'll always have a special place in my heart.
Yes.
Then I married and moved to the Bayport Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some teaching out there. I did some term contracts and substituting. And then with a husband and 2 children,
Mm-hmm.
the doctors recommended I take time off. It was too much.
Right.
And I never got back to teaching after.
Never got back. No. So what did you like most about teaching?
Well, in Glovertown, I taught grade 3.
Mm-hmm.
And children that age are so sweet. I love teaching math.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching math in that, and reading. And see children's eyes light up when they caught on to a concept.
Absolutely.
It's just, I don't know how to express it. It's just so wonderful.
There's an aha moment when all of a sudden the lights go on and they've got something and they're so proud.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's a wonderful experience.
A number of my students are on my social media. So I can
You're
see
still
what
in
they're doing.
contact with a lot of them, eh?
See how their lives are going.
Wonderful.
It's so sweet.
That's wonderful. Great. Wow. Let's talk about faith, because this program is being called Intersections because it talks about where faith and life meet. Was faith and church, was that always a part of who you were, your family, or was there a particular point in time when you became aware of a need for a faith experience in your life?
Well, yes to both, really.
Okay.
As we grew up going to church every Sunday morning as a family. And I've always had a physical disability, and when I was in grade 10, the high school I was attending, had a change. Up to that point, each class had their own classroom, and the teachers moved around.
Yes.
That year, they changed this. The teachers would have the classrooms, and the students moved around.
Right.
So here I am in a time when you don't have backpacks, you don't have school bags. I'm now using crutches. How do I carry around these books from class to class?
Yes.
And I wasn't the type to, here, somebody take these and help me out here. No, if somebody didn't offer, I didn't. I struggled along on my own. Anyway, I was finding it really difficult. So Mom came to me one day and she said, if She said, I wanted to go over and talk to the principal of Pentecostal High School. She said, if they'd take you in, would you go? I said, no, if I can sit down and do my work, yes, I'll go.
Okay.
So I transferred to the Pentecostal high school, and they had a 15-minute Bible study every morning. That fall, grade 10, they were doing the book of Romans. And one day in October, the teacher asked us to, we read Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. He said, I want you to read that verse silently and replace all with either your name or I. And wow, it hit me. I knew that Jesus had come to save the world, save sinners. And I looked at it as a whole, but now it was personal. I was a sinner.
Wow. And that stood you up in your boots, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I took it, I just listened in, because I'm not the type of person to go asking questions, but listen and take in. And oh my, so many memories. Cause Mama told me that the school had Bible study. She said, now, behave yourself, be quiet, But she said, you don't have to take it all in. Well, I took it in. Oh, line, second, it just came alive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the following May that one Sunday I said, this is it. I took my little Gideon New Testament that I received in grade 5.
Yes. Gideon's one?
Oh, yes, the Gideon
The one we all got?
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
grade
yeah.
5? Yeah.
And in the back of that, there's a prayer of confession.
Yes.
I read that trembling and signed it with no turning back. So faith is, from that time, has been a major part of my life.
Thank you for sharing that. That's powerful. So, when did you come across St. John's Citadel? How did that happen for you?
Well, originally, I used to come to New Creations with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
But then, 10 years ago, I met this guy from St. John's Citadel who had not too long before he met me rededicated his life to the Lord.
Yes.
And, well, this was in the summer, so you're still having open air services.
Yes.
So I used to come to the open air services with him, and he'd play in the band, and I'd just watch him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we married, I just came to St. John's Citadel, of course.
So Roger Greeley is a force of this part of your life.
Yes, he uprooted me.
He uprooted you. Okay. And of course, Roger is now left us and gone home to be with the Lord.
Yes.
And so we thank God for his memory. Now it's life at a different stage for you, right? And these days you don't live too far from here,
No.
right?
I said I went back to school.
Yes, you've now moved into Bishopsgate, which is the reconstituted Bishop's College,
Yes.
right? Which is, for those who know anything about St. John's, you will know that that's right next to St. John's Citadel, and that's where Vicki currently resides. And because she requires special transportation, it would take longer for Vicki to get here in special transportation than for most people to walk here because it's so close.
Yes.
Right? So here we are. You're here now at St. John's Citadel. What are you currently involved in terms of any of the groups of St. John's Citadel? Some things you do here?
I enjoy the book club.
I heard a rumor about that. Yeah.
Just the camaraderie of the ladies, and it's just it's nice to be involved in something.
Good, it is. And we see you as life permits. We see you on Sunday mornings, joining us
Yes.
for worship, and that's always it's always encouraging I will say to me, because I know there's an effort involved in getting here, and when I see you turn near the end of the service to leave because the transportation has arrived for you, I'm always grateful for the fact that you made the effort, and that's great. What is it about St. John's Citadel? Now, I mean, yes, I know Roger was here, but now life's different, and I know you have some family here. What is it about, is there about St. John's Citadel that draws you? Anything in particular? What keeps you here?
I guess what keeps me here, I just enjoy coming here.
Well, that's fair. If you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't be here, right? So how do you find, from the point of view of the services, they appeal to you, that kind of thing? You get good nourishment for your soul?
Yes.
Good. Now, Vicki, as we begin to think about wrapping this one up, let me ask you this. How do you personally keep your faith vibrant and alive and really top shelf? How do you do that?
Well, I read my Bible.
Yeah,
I pray.
you pray.
The only music I want to listen to is gospel music.
Okay. All right.
The worldly stuff can stay in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that in the building that I'm in, with so many people around, no doubt there are people who are looking.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a responsibility to do what I can to represent my Savior.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that others will want him too.
Yeah. Thank you for that too. Yes, that's a big part of our job, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Is to share what we have found.
Yes.
Right? Thank you very much for chatting with me. And before I let you go, let me ask you this. A lot of people will never know who is out there watching this particular episode, and will certainly not necessarily know what their needs are, the needs of. And if there's somebody out there that is searching and struggling in life for whatever their reason, and they're not sold on this notion of faith and what a difference it can make in one's life, is there something you would say to them as we leave today?
I don't know how. The question in my head is, how can you do life without Jesus? This world is a difficult place to live in. And I don't know how you could do it without Jesus. Put your trust in him.
Okay, and maybe we can go back to that verse from Romans in that Bible study that said, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. And your challenge back then was to insert your name.
Yes.
And maybe we'll put that challenge to the viewers today, that if we all insert our name, it might give us a perspective on where we stand on the faith issue.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for joining me today. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Derek.